Come here, Penny. What did you think of Stephen's presentation? Okay? I submit to you that Stephen knows more about acai than I do. Put it that way. And let me just confirm one thing. It's not old. It's not outdated. When I speak this afternoon, I'm going to share some research in layman terms that is going to blow your socks off. Those of you that have socks on, okay? This is not old, and we own this space. We're first to market, okay? This beautiful lady to my left is Dr.Penny Kris-Etherton, distinguished professor at Penn State University, is known throughout the world and is extremely credible. We are fortunate, we are lucky to even have her be associated with MonaVie, and she's associated with us because MonaVie is committed to research. We're willing to spend millions of dollars, and she likes that and respects that and lends her expertise to us. Penny, enjoy your next 10 minutes.
Thank you.
Right here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, it's a distinct pleasure to be here today, and I'd like to just share a couple of comments with you about my role on MonaVie's Scientific Advisory Board. It's a privilege being a member of the Scientific Advisory Board for all the reasons you heard this morning that defines the company, and especially because of their very strong commitment to health and wellness, and also their passion for supporting strong science. I think it's also of note to mention the fact that the MonaVie supports science that leads to product development for health and wellness, and they're interested in serving the global community. And I think, as you heard this morning as well, MonaVie is committed to producing exceptional products that they continually make better and better. And this is a characteristic of companies that is unsurpassed by others. And I think just one other word that I wanted to share with you about my personal journey with the Scientific Advisory Board over the past couple of years now is that for me it has been extremely rewarding. And in particular, I've gained so much from collaborations with MonaVie colleagues, from Scientific Advisory Board colleagues, and some of the people like you that I've met in coming to these meetings. But I think one of the most important things to note is that there's incredible, unbelievable science coming through the pipeline. Some of it that you're going to hear about today, and some of it that you'll hear about at a future time. But it's just truly unbelievable. So I'm going to talk to you about the MonaVie Pulse science, but let's just look at what Pulse is. Of course, you know what Pulse is. It's formulated with a healthy blend of 19 fruits for heart health. And as a nutritionist, I'm so excited about the 19 fruits because it supports our time-honored, age-old message of variety. And variety in the diet helps us achieve nutrient adequacy. There are 3 unique ingredients. One is omega-3 fatty acids that comes from cranberry seed oil. MonaVie was the first also to highlight resveratrol. And these 2 ingredients not only support heart health, but they support overall health and wellness as well. And then a very unique distinguishing characteristic of MonaVie Pulse is plant sterols. And MonaVie is the first to use liquid plant sterols in the juice. Plant sterols are active in lowering LDL cholesterol levels. LDL cholesterol is the bad cholesterol. It is a major risk factor for heart disease. And heart disease is a leading cause of death and disability in many countries, Western countries in particular, in the United States, modernized countries, as well as underdeveloped countries too. So what do we know about plant sterols? Well, they're recommended as a therapeutic option to lower LDL cholesterol. We know that a good diet will lower this bad cholesterol, but now to get an extra boost in cholesterol lowering, plant sterols are recommended. They're recommended by the National Cholesterol Education Program. They're also recommended by American Heart Association. And for these groups to issue these recommendations, there needs to be a large database, a large amount of science to support this type of a recommendation. So, MonaVie Pulse that contains sterols is backed by a large amount of science. Also of note is that there's a specific FDA health claim for plant sterols, and the one that's specific for MonaVie Pulse is as follows. It's shown right on this screen here. Plant sterols, foods containing at least 0.4 grams per serving of plant sterols, taken twice a day with meals for a daily total intake of 0.8 grams as part of a diet low in saturated fat and cholesterol, may reduce the risk of heart disease. 2 servings of MonaVie Pulse contain 0.8 gram of plant sterols. 2 things that are very important here to know. One is that this product reduces LDL cholesterol levels and also decreases the risk of heart disease. That's pretty remarkable for a food or something in our diet to actually decrease risk of a disease. So I think that it's pretty remarkable that we have a tool in our little nutrition toolbox that can actually lower cholesterol and lower heart disease risk. The other thing that's important to note is that with FDA health claims, they are backed by a large body of science. So there are many studies that have been done that show that plant sterols lower LDL cholesterol. In terms of MonaVie Pulse, the clinical effectiveness has been confirmed. So far, a pilot study has been completed, and I'm going to be talking about the results of that in a little bit. And there are additional studies that are being planned with oversight from the Scientific Advisory Board that are forthcoming. So there's going to be a strong evidence base in support of MonaVie Pulse in terms of its cholesterol-lowering effectiveness. And then in terms of the pilot study results, these are very exciting. What we've seen is that MonaVie Pulse consumed twice a day reduces total and LDL cholesterol about 8%. Now, 2 things that are real important about this finding. One is that for every 1% decrease in LDL, there's a 2% reduction in coronary heart disease risk. So this 8% reduction in LDL can achieve about a 16% reduction in coronary heart disease risk. That's really significant. But another real important finding of this study is that people who were at higher risk for heart disease realized the greatest benefits. And I find that really exciting too, that people who need this the most derive the greatest benefits. So in summary, I encourage us all to stay tuned to the studies that are forthcoming. I think that they speak so well of MonaVie and its mission in supporting great science that in turn is going to make even better products for heart health and just other conditions as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Penny.